Alright, everyone's here. We're gonna go up to Lothus first. That's the boss on the left. And then I'll just kind of explain how things look over there, over here. So Adam, you Lotus. Do you have any experience tanking Bass at all?
Nah, I've been in here just on normal.
On normal? Okay. So for the plus zeros, Lotus, he just hits a little bit harder than on normal. The mechanics kind of remain the same. He still has the cone mechanic and the bolt mechanic, the oppressive bolt mechanic. During the oppressive bolts, he'll have to be interrupted. I already have one of the DPS in crushing on the buff, so it should be interrupted every time. But if you're like standing right next to him, you could always just bash him.
Okay.
As far as this fight goes, as a tank, you'll want to stay on the outside of the hexagon, or whatever shape that is in the middle. For Lothus, he'll still teleport to the sides of the arena. It's not so important that you have taunt on Lothus 100% of the time, because he'll turn around and do like bolt mechanic or the oppressive bolts, or he'll do the cone mechanic on the DPS anyway. For this, it's more important to handle the adds and stack them wherever the boss is, so we could get cleave damage on the adds.
Okay.
As far as DPS goes, you don't want to get hit by any of the heavy attack mechanics from the adds. They can one-shot you. If you're in cone, call it out, let other people know that you're in cone, and stay still, so other people can move out of the cone. If you were swinging the cone around, you could cleave the other people in the loop, and you could possibly make it loop. I don't think there's anything else to add as far as tanking goes here. It's pretty straightforward, just handle on the edge. And the oppressive bolt mechanics is the most important thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he also has that pool that he leaves on the floor. It is purgeable. Purge is nice in here. It's not strictly necessary, but on the plus zeros where like you have to move around a little bit, the pool will slow you down and you can purge it away.
Okay.
As far as healing goes, I have time in for that. Candy's first time in here, so.
This one, just kind of stack and just pretty much obey those mechanics that you were talking about. I don't think there's anything special healing wise.
Okay. Alright. Also, Adam, the adds do have an enrage mechanic. It's kind of the DPS job to get them down anyway. But if they do enrage, they'll turn red. Just, at least get better from now. Ready whenever you are. Adds are up.
Warren, 3,
I
2,
have
1.
home. I think that's a heavier standing from the mini. So Adam, yeah, taunt, but like have them outside here.
Oh my
Like,
god, I'm
face
sorry.
the
Hold on,
boss
my
out, but like
child
this
just changed the channel on my TV. Hold on.
way. Adam,
Yeah,
come to this way.
okay, well, where you at? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'll want to be like out here with the boss on the edge, so you can line assess the edge outside. It takes some getting used to. Yeah, there you go. Now the ads are all set.
Just in time for the bunny again, right?
Warlord, you guys see?
Warren, 3, 2.
Ads are up. Ults. You'll also want to like follow wherever the main boss is
Okay, I got you.
on the outside. Like just range taunt the ads,
Okay.
and they're both melee, so they should just come in.
Warren, 3, 2.
Ads are up. Another stack, you can also jump. That's okay. Add down rate. Perfect.
Warren, 3, 2.
Alright, ads are up. Timing phone.
Any claimed with known amounts of the living gods could be wrong, but for all his wisdom, couldn't see them changing between them.
Yeah, it's a little bit more intense than normal.
This
Good job, Adam. I saw that you were like adjusting on the fly.
transformation.
By the end, it looked like you were getting it.
See,
Same. So basically the same general idea here. Just wrangling up the ads. Normal, I'm pretty sure he still does the same mechanics where he jumps around, where you can range taunt him.
Okay.
For this fight, the DPS will stack mid here, and as tank, you'll be all the way in back over there, with your back to that wall and taunting everything in front of you. There'll be a kite healer on either of the sides, and I guess a DPS, either right or left, to jump the kite the jumps. Falms will leave these pools on the ground that need to be kited, and for DPS, it's important that we stack the medium mechanic and you don't get hit by the waves too much. On the one hand, like, the waves can kill you if you take too many of them, like 2 at a time. On the other hand, it also applies maim to you and reduces your damage. It's especially important when you move on to the pluses because that loss of damage is huge. And enraged minis on the pluses are pretty sad for everyone involved.
Candy, you'll have that whole left wall basically to kite the jumps, and as soon as it drops on you, you'll get out of it. You'll have to cleanse with your ritual purge, and then try and just kind of stack them next to each other if you can, because I think at first we'll get 2, and then later on we'll get 4 jumps.
This wasn't my destiny.
And then
Okay.
I'll take right.
Okay.
Candy, you can reset it if you go too far back when you're moving after the jumps. Like if you get past like where we're at right now, you can reset the boss. I'm telling you this from experience. I have done that. Don't be like me.
Oh, I'll probably do it then. Okay, copy.
Yeah, most of the time I just stay like that corner and then up to here at the furthest I'll go.
Okay. Make sure we're in this copy.
There's also a chain mechanic for the ads when they come up. They're supposed to be able to be purged off of the DPS, but as a tank, I literally cannot see it with my back towards the wall. I'm almost first person all the time because of just the proximity of just 3 ads in your face. So, I mean, if you feel like purging, then I would do it, but it's almost not worth it.
Okay.
I'm on this side, right?
Yeah. Your left.
Oh, and the ads also do have a enrage mechanic, but that's easy. Our job to take it over.
Is ours for the taking. Why do we
Whenever you're ready to pull, we can have a look at it.
First form.
What you don't want me here as a DPS. I can have more.
There's another ad on Oh yeah, Candy, you want to be back a little bit more? Like, Everyone come back mid. Yes, anyone? That's up. That's a stack. Oh, you
Here
done?
too.
Good job. Here. Healer's down on the left.
I got the rest. I tried it.
That's her up.
You'll be like the whole way back here, Candy.
Oh,
Like
still
all,
not far
all the way
enough
back here.
Okay.
Yeah, because when he jumps and leaves that big old circle,
Oh, okay.
needs to be just a little bit more room.
Okay.
It feels stupid, but you're in the right spot.
Okay. I feel like I'm not close enough to my coffee.
That's her up. Average death opens up the strategy.
One more now.
Just be careful in the back that you don't go too far.
Yeah. I know. Should we not? Okay.
We'll take care of this set of edge again and then we'll ignore the rest. The last. hard target fell when Ash comes out. Get ignored for that.
4 and 3-2.
Meteor.
I'm sorry, I wasn't going back past it.
He's got like 1.5 on him.
Yeah.
I can't move.
Oh, so close.
One killer res.
Healer's got this. And boom.
What the clutch res is.
St. Felms was a proud noble warrior, but in his battle to conquer death, the only casualty was his humility. He aspired to great things, but also terror. I walked.
Good job there. I might have called the execute a little bit early on the edge, but yeah. So Adam, there I called the execute at 30% to ignore ads. Maybe 25% would have been better. For here, Holmes, as a tank, he can't be positioned too much, and he can get kind of wonky with his animations and the way he faces. Typically, as the tank, you'll tank him over here, in between these two lamps.
Okay.
On the wall. And you'll be facing him this way. There's only going to be a healer behind you. And that healer will be mostly focused on you.
Okay.
Holmes in Svet hits very hard. Each swipe is like a heavy attack. If you're caught not blocking while he swipes, it will one-shot you, or almost always. Like, if you have your mitigation and stuff rolling, you might be able to survive it, but better just to block every swipe.
Okay.
I've found tanking this that about every 2 swipes, you'll do a mechanic. All the mechanics are pretty much the same as a normal. So either kite, a steam breath, or spit. Yep. Go ahead. Oh, okay. So the spit will happen behind you. The healer will kite. Spit. Try not to get you. Breath. You kind of. It's a huge conal. I'm not sure how.
You're echoing through.
Yeah.
I thought I heard it echo. That should be better. Yeah, I still hear an echo. Just quieter. that work? Okay. So for the breath, it's a huge mono AoE. I usually just dodge roll forward out of it, and that's a great time to reapply your buffs and debuffs back on the boss.
Okay.
Whenever he does a spit, it's like maybe a second or two. So what I found is like during each of those mechanics, for the spit in particular, you can go back bar, do 2 skills, and then make sure to swap back. For the breath mechanic, it's a little bit longer. I'm able to usually get all the buffs and debuffs I need whenever he's doing the buff mechanic, as long as I roll dodge at the beginning of his breath. And then for the kite mechanic, since you're standing here already, you'll get maybe at most 2 of the lightning AoEs. They apply, I think, minor vulnerability to you, which reduces your healing taken, which is purgeable. It's not so much an issue for the tanks, but like if you get multiple stacks of it hitting you, just sometimes happens. It can kill you. So dodge the ones that you can, the ones that you can't, you can purge.
Okay.
And then the jump mechanics. So the jump mechanics happen at 90, 75, 50, and 25. As a tank, it's a good idea, since you're focused on homes already anyway, just to call out when the jumps happen, so the DPS and healers can get to either side.
Okay, you say what's the percentage again?
The first jump is at 90%,
Okay.
and then it's every, then it's 75, 50, and 25.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And do I have to go to the sides over here, or?
No, with the jumps, you can survive it, just block, and have your mitigation rolling.
Okay.
You could probably survive it even without blocks, but it will like floor you, and you know you'll be a couple seconds before you can move again.
Okay.
I usually try to call kite. You know, I can't, like, it's hard to predict, especially when you're new, which mechanic is coming next. Just whenever he jumps into the air, as soon as you see it, you know, it's probably a kite. If it's at, you know, the jumping mechanics percentages, then I would probably call jump first.
Okay.
You know, the DPS should be aware enough that they'll be able to kite on their own. It's always nice to have, especially since they'll be looking at like protectors and stuff to DPS. Other than that though, I think that's it. There's the fire mechanic that can be purged, but your healer back here should be providing you a synergy for that too. You don't already have purge. And then I'll hand it over to Blunt to explain group healing.
Alright. Candy, you'll be basically between this pillar and this one over here. You don't want to get too far over because you can line of sight him and then he won't jump at you. So you'll just kind of work in here, getting him to jump and overlap. Oh wait, no, we're not doing +1. So it'll just be spits, I guess, won't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll try to maybe puddle and drain the little ads that come up if you can. I know there is like a brief some of the spits where you can kind of buff the group a little bit. Just try to get them orbs and resources as you can. At the flight phase, you will go entrance side and make sure not to stack, and you'll just want to be purging everybody and keeping them healed up. And then back to kite. I think when he starts doing the flames, you for sure never want to get hit by 2 of them. But I think you can kind of cheat around Do people usually run to the sides on the fire? Yeah, they do. So you'll kind of try to do that as well and get back to entrance. And I think that's about it. Let's see. I think that's it.
As far as DPS lanes go, 8 will be, I know since you were asking about it, 8 will be that pillar back there on the other side of Olms. And you'll just be kiting from Olms back into the gate.
Yeah, Major was kind enough to post a little diagram for me up on Discord.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, Candy, you will have to deal with the electric kite as well, but you can just kind of maneuver that behind the group as you see fit. But try not to get too far forward because they'll be kind of pulling back in their lanes.
And Warlord, this is your first time, right? What lane are you again? 7. Okay, so you'll be, and your kiting partner will be Ray and Green. So as long as you're in between them, you should be okay.
Elok is going to be kiting backwards, basically, to this light. So if you're in between Green and Elok, in there, you should be okay. And if not, Green will yell at you. She's extremely mean.
Yeah.
As far as
Yesterday? I was healing! I was in my natural role. I am now in an unfamiliar state. And I'm feeling very unbalanced and cranky. So, I've been dying too much. It's bad. I'll try to control myself, I promise.
As far as your priorities are as a DPS warlord, you know, obviously all the mechanics that come out from the boss, you won't have a healer on you all the time. This is definitely one of those trials where you'll have to learn how to survive on your own, and, you know, avoid as much damage as you can. As a DPS, the protectors are priority because they put a shield on the boss that makes him invulnerable to damage. So you have to get those down as soon as you can. As a +0, that's pretty much the only thing you have to worry about. It's mainly just mechanics and protectors.
Blood altars and damage here will kill your best friend.
The fire?
Fire, don't get hit by more than one fire and hit purify to see it on the ground.
Yep, you definitely don't want to be... Yeah, you don't want to be in the center of the fire either. It's supposed to be like the most damage that you take from the fire. And you're supposed to take less damage at the edges. But I haven't DPS'd this in a while, so...
As long as you don't get hit by 2 and your damage shield up, you should be fine. And your CP's right. Yeah.
Either entrance or exit will always be a safe zone. So if you see it come out of one of the sides, and you're able to sort of start taking some steps towards the other one, that'll help you out a little bit too.
I usually mash my damage shield, turn fire, and hit purify if I see one. Hit blood altar if it's there.
I think we went over everything, right? Just gotta have a look at it. Alright, Adam, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
There is no justice here, only judgment.
Can we go over jump?
Oh, yeah. So at 90% no jump. Just a reminder for everyone, it was a while ago.
Sorry.
First one. Looks that area.
At 92% is when you would call for people to start getting to the wall.
It's gonna get a jump.
Yep. Just getting your lanes. And usually you have the kite mechanic right after this, Adam. Here it is.
Okay, I got you. See.
Don't go too far back. You can slip your healer by doing that. Just hold him where he is.
Sector middle. Back.
Right. Sorry, Green. I'm like lane 9 with where you're building.
Sector first.
Goes down. Oh,
I'll come back. Wait, there's no
that's a
jump.
lot. 77%. Go to your walls. Yes. Height first. You ready for jump? Jumping. Adam, move up between the lights.
Okay.
There you go. Just hold them there. So yeah, you just want to keep space for your healer in the back to move around. Right. Warlord, whenever there's a kite, is there a good time to reapply your channel acceleration? Lined up pretty well. Sector on the boss. Boss. Right. Watch the stick. Protector exit.
Protector at exit. Your mic's still on?
52%, get ready for jump. Jumping. Protector exit. Get ready for kites now. Let's see, bro. Vector. That's not your fault, Warlord. No, you're in the right spot. Yeah. No, it's actually I'm in your way. I'm not in the real right lane.
So 25%.
Actually.
132.
Jump. Something. I'm gonna just call and say, clear this. Doesn't look like Candy's able to get back in time. Oh, Kenny came back in. Kenny, you made it. We're next to you. Defender mid.
Okay.
Heal me.
Good try. Warhorn?
Right? Lord, I'm in the road. Very nice.
Oh, you guys didn't need him.
It may have been more fitting for the three saints to depart as they arrived from Munich. But time-glad
That's something
Holmes was
that
not
costs.
alone in the end. The burden of
It
it
goes
What do you think,
quiet
Adam?
as this
Yeah.
body fades.
That's pretty nice.
Holy One, let others carry the burden now. I cannot make you whole, but I will offer you comfort until Lord Set has unraveled the sacred puzzle.
Travel out, come back in, do a +2.
Huh?